Hello, hello. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm only like 2 minutes late this time, so yay for me. Say hello on chat. H-E-L-L-O. Like, I still, every time I write hello, I'm like, H-E-L-L-O. You know, it's like, since you're a little kid. Yes, I know. Hello, everybody. Don't you love my beautiful ensemble? Hello, Betsy. So, pardon me. I've got the outside everything blooming and I love the nature, but sometimes it gives me a little bit of coughing, so excuse me on that. Hello. Okay, so I have something very important to talk about today. My love woke up and one of his friends had hurt himself and is no longer with us. And I myself have dealt with this many times in my life. It was a thing at my school. People would either get in like really bad accidents and not make it because they were drinking and driving, or they would just become so depressed that they would kill themselves. So I want to talk about tribe disconnect today, and how important it is to have a tribe, and how important it is to become your own tribe, and how important it is to reach out to members of your tribe. And I want to talk about suicide and how to hold on, and different ways that we can see the warning signs in ourselves, and different ways that we can progress past that. I also have some magical items that I want to talk to people about, things that can help you. I also want to give a shout out real quick to Mystic Jasmine Atten. She's here on Facebook. She's on YouTube. I love her. I don't know her personally, but I watch her videos. I've started watching them, man, I don't even know how long ago, a couple years now. Whenever I started twin flaming, I started watching those videos because that was when I was really exploring myself and really breaking into my magic, and I wanted to know why was I doing the things I was doing, because I was already doing magic a lot by that time, but I didn't know why I was attracted to things like cinnamon, and she talks about that all the time, and why I was attracted to Florida water, and why I wanted to use candles, and why, I used this and that. And when I was watching her videos, it really opened me up, and I was like, oh shit, this is actually a thing. This wasn't just coming off of my heart like I thought. I was literally being told this by my spirit ancestors. So anytime that I'm like super stumped, or sometimes if I'm like, doing something, I'll just put her on, because it's just, she's someone really good to listen to. And if you take her advice is total sage. So, check her out. Like I said, non-sponsored. I'm not hooked up with her or anything like that, but like, she's awesome, and I just wanted everybody to know that. Okay, so tribe disconnect. All right. First of all, sometimes we feel like, oh well, I need time by myself, and time by yourself is a good thing from time to time. It's nice to be able to walk away from the pack, walk away from the tribe, and kind of, reflect on oneself, take some time to do some things that you can't do around other people. Like for me, I can create art and things like that around other people, but it kind of gives me anxiety. Hello, Hunter. Thank you for watching. Talking about tribe disconnect, and suicide. So, because there's a lot going on. You probably know, but, don't dox anybody if you do. Anyways, so like, what was I talking about? Oh, okay. Hunter threw me off. He like never watches. Sorry. Damn you! Okay. No, this is serious. Okay. There are times when we want to like get away from the pack. We want to break away from the pack. We want to kind of run by ourselves, and that's totally fine, and that's totally healthy. For me, that's when I want to do art. That I like time in nature. That's when I do my magic. That's all that, my ritual baths, all that. That's my me time. That's the time that I kind of need people to go away, because I can do those things with them around, but it's not the same, because part of my brain is always focused on, are they okay, are they happy? That's not what I'm talking about, okay? Tribe disconnect is what I'm talking about, when you are literally alienating yourself from the tribe, when you are pushing people away, either consciously or subconsciously. You're creating little fights and little tiffs and little rifts with the people who have your structure and have your backbone, and the people who are really there for you. I'm not talking about you finally stood up to the people in your family who have been down your throat your whole life, and that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about these are people who you know care for you, who they've gone out of their way, possibly more than anybody else, to care for you when nobody else has, and you're kind of pushing them away as if they're all grouped in with the same people. That is tribe disconnect. See, we're all born into a family, but we're all gifted our tribes, okay? You can't choose who's in your family, but you can choose who's in your tribe. You can look around and see the people, the friends that have always had your back. There might be a couple members of your family who have always been there for you too. I know I have a couple. I know everybody else has a couple. Some people don't have any. For a while there, I didn't. But luckily, we've reconciliated, patched things up, and things are better than they ever were. For those of us who feel as though maybe we've almost been, taken advantage of in that area and we don't have those people to rely on, don't stress out, okay? They can be coming into your life, but only if you allow them into your life, only if you see them for what they are, and also only if you can get rid of the people who are kind of in the way, who are taking up those spaces already, because there are only so many hours in a day. So if you give them to this guy over here and they're a bad friend, you don't have times for the good friends. If you give it to a bad partner, you don't have time to find a good partner. You see what I'm saying? So even though there is no limited, number of good tribe members we can have, there is a limited number of hours in the day, and we need to choose how we spend those hours of the day. So, what is something that a bad friend would do that you want to, make a little checklist in your head? Okay, I know that I want to have friends, and I'm maybe a little bit afraid to not have any, but these people over here enable my bad behavior. It's like, "Hello, Shaenna, you should steal and kick babies in the face." No, I don't like stealing, and who would hurt a baby? I do, you wouldn't think it, because I'm a teddy bear. Ha ha ha, bink, or whatever. I'm sorry, Mr. Teddy Bear, I can't be friends with you anymore. And it's like, oh, I'm alone now, oh shit, sad. No, not shit, not sad. Take that time to reinvent yourself. Take that time to be your own hero, to rise yourself up, right? And then, next thing you know, I want to pick up one of my dogs. My little dogs are right here. They're all sleeping. They're all like, "Don't touch me. Come here, da 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 da." The next thing you know, you get a good friend, and they're like, "Let's just chill and have pets and snacks." And I'm like, you know what? That is a good idea. You want to go for a nature walk? Yes, I do. She also wants a nap. She's like, "Why did you take me from my bed?" Okay, sorry. It was so cute. I had to touch it. But, so kind of look at the behavior. She plopped right where I left her. Kind of look at the behavior of your friends. Are they enabling you to do good things? Like, hey, let's go work out. Let's go get a Jamba Juice. Let's go, let's go even thrift shopping. Let's go, do something silly. Let's go pick up, trash in nature. Let's go do something like that. Let's go have fun at Dave & Buster's. Or are they doing something negative? Like, hey, let's go get drunk in the garage, Let's go, I don't know, find some hookers. Let's go kick a cat. Let's go, I don't know, maybe I'm going kind of drastic. But you know what I mean. The people who are doing the negative behavior. And it's like, we all have the dark side of us and we all have the light side of us. Anybody can take pleasure in something dark. Anybody can take pleasure in something light. But you have to choose that that's what you're going to do. If you could walk into Disneyland and be the most miserable person on the earth, because you're just like, "Oh my God, there's kids everywhere and all this singing and all this happy, it makes me sick." Or you could walk into Disneyland and be the most happy person because it's like, I'm a kid again. I never get to experience this. La 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 la. I'm going to get an ice cream. It's like, it's totally your ride. It's whatever ride you want to take. It's whatever goggles you choose to put on. Hi, Anna. So definitely realize that, okay? Like, it is your choice to view the world how you want to choose it. And the people around you are going to help dictate how you're viewing that world. Whether you think you're a leader or a follower. Pardon me. Whether you think you're a leader or a follower, the people you hang around will dictate your actions. You are as good as the people around you. Okay, another, you can drink and go on the kids' rides, Hunter said. My best friend is very good at injecting positivity into me like that. Awesome. Hello, everyone. Hello. Love the dress. Thank you. Hello, beautiful. Hello. Okay, I'm caught up. Yes, you can. You can do whatever you want. You can put on whatever kind of goggles, even if they're beer goggles, all right? So, but definitely just realize if your ride is a sour ride, it's because you're choosing to view it from a sour side, or you're choosing to get on the sour ride with the sour people. So either get away from that and realize that you're opening yourself up for something positive to come in, or realize that that's what's going on. Okay, who's somebody else that's negative that's going to be putting you into a serious bad mental state that might cause you to hurt yourself in some way? Somebody who's going to be putting you down and putting down your dreams, so anybody who's like, oh, you want to be this and that, maybe you want to be a carpenter, maybe you want to do landscaping, maybe you want to be an interior designer, maybe you want to flip burgers, it doesn't matter. Maybe you want to make little clay things and do claymation. Whatever your dream or your aspiration is, it doesn't matter because it's yours, right? I mean, it does matter because it's yours. It doesn't matter that those people are putting it down because they aren't equipped to handle it. They can't view the dream the way that you can. They can't see the end result the way that you can because they're not you. That's just the bottom line. It's like if they were you, then they would have the same dreams and the same aspirations. But that's the beautiful thing about this world. Pardon me, my necklace, I just realized is askew and it was annoying me. There is abundance in this world because we all want something different. If we all wanted the same man or the same woman, there's only one. What would we do? We couldn't do that. If we all wanted the same job or we all wanted the same lifestyle. Some people want to live really lavish. Some people want to live super simple. I know people who they won't have like 2 sticks of furniture in their house, not because they don't have money, because they like it simple. They like it clean. They like it simple. If it doesn't fit in a drawer nicely, they don't own it. If it does not something they're using directly, they get rid of it. I know the other extent of that. I know people who they're comforted by stuff and they have so much stuff they don't even know what they have and they don't even use it. So you, even on that level, you have to realize that you're only equipped to handle what you're equipped to handle. So if somebody else is putting down your dreams and aspirations, it's because that person, they couldn't even imagine being in your shoes and pulling it off. That doesn't mean that you can't pull it off. It means that you can, because it's your dream. It's your aspiration. If it was theirs, they'd be the one doing it. So don't let them hold you back. People who hold you back mentally, and I guess that kind of goes in the same category, but I've gone through a lot of this. I had a lot of boyfriends who held me back mentally. They told me, what they thought of me physically wise, and they repeated it and repeated it and repeated it until I thought it. And it wasn't positive things. They told me what they thought about me mentally until I thought the same thing. There's just different things. People can badger you and badger you and badger you until your own mind will switch and go against you. The strongest thing we have is our minds. That's where all of our power comes from. That is where our manifestation comes from. That's where everything comes from, It's like ever since I was really little, I was aware that there was more to me than just myself. Every night when I would go to sleep, I could feel my essence, and sometimes it would be here, sometimes it would be up here, but it was almost like I was this very small person within this very large chasm, and I was aware of my size, and I was aware of the fact that I was inhabiting this physical being, I was very aware of it, and that mental being is who I use to manifest things in my life today, and it works. But I give that person all the power. When I get a little twinge to do something or say something, like I have a bunch of candles and washes and stuff next to me that I'm supposed to show you today. That wasn't my plan. I went to Vallarta yesterday and my jaw's just like, because they had all sorts of things for way cheap, and it's they didn't have everything that I would get, but they had a lot of things that are hard to find and that are expensive when I do. And so I bought as much as I could, not only for the people that I need to do work for, but also for people in the future and also for some things in myself. My love looked at me, he's like, I've never seen you get this much. And I'm like, yeah, but I want to be prepared. I'm tired of this having to wait. I'm tired of, I want to be able to just have everything that I need right then and there. So I used my own aspiration. We got it done. And now I'm using the spirit's guides that they're going to tell me to, hey, show these people these things because these are things they can use. You better not bark if you're in here. And she put her little head down. She's like, I'm gonna bark. Okay, I won't bark. I'll sleep. I should have showed you. She's super cute. Okay. Any kind of clan who control who you're allowed to see. So if you're in, somebody in your tribe won't let you hang out with somebody else, or they're always taking your time. They're always dictating your time. Every time you've got a job to go to, every time you have a person to hang out with, they seem to just spring up out of the earth and have something they need you to do. You need to be aware of that. These people are literally leeching your life from you. How are you supposed to propel yourself in this world if you are constantly at beck and call? Now, if you have some sort of a agreement that you're going to do X amount of work for them a week because that's your living arrangement or whatever, you need to fulfill your arrangement and then get the beep out of Dodge. I'm serious. Get it done. Wake up early. Do it when they're asleep. Do it when they're at work. Do whatever you got to do to get it done, and then get the beep out and get to your own things. Get to your life. Start propelling yourself. Stop letting people leech your time. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get on to, I have not thought about being suicidal in years now, thank God. But there was a point in time in high school where I was very much like that. So that's why, hello, bonjour. That's why I know about this on a personal level. I know what it is to be that dark. I know what it is to be that hurt, that you're just like, screw it. I just don't even want to be on this earth. I have literally cried and begged for death. And then it was ironic because like a week later, the guy I was dating literally tried to murder me. He ended up killing somebody else, but he ended up killing him with the car later on a different day. And I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? So like, be careful what you wish for. Because if you sit there and you're like, oh, I'm going to hurt myself, blah, 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 and you really like take it in, I'll tell you what, Michael's looking at you and he's like, oh, that's death, by the way. He's like looking at you and he's like, ha 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 ha, you think you get to control this shit? And then he whips something up for you that's going to scare the shit out of you. And then you're going to be like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I'm sorry. And he'll be like, oh, well, who's in control of this? And he puts you in your place because we are all the bitch to death. Sorry. We all are. Okay. That is the master as far as who calls the shots in this, right? We get to choose where we go at the end because of who we are and the life that we live. He gets to choose when, all right? That being said, we all have outs. An out is like when we choose to come back to this earth, we're like, okay, well, I want to have this experience, this experience, this experience, this experience. Each experience comes with that has some sort of risk. And so in that moment, like when I was hit at this one point in time, you see like a flash go in front of your eyes. I truly believe that in that flash of light, you think, oh my gosh, do I want to stay or do I want to go? Is there more that you need to do? Is there more that you want to do? And if you choose, no, I'm good, then boom, you're a splat on the wall, you know? And in the moment, if you're like, no, there's more that I need to do, those are the people who prevail. But sometimes you come out scarred and, really hurt. Sometimes you're lucky like me and you come out and you're, pretty much okay. What I know, though, is that suicide isn't the answer. And that I went to a viewing of my one friend, Paul, I won't give his last name, but he hung himself when I was like 15, 16, somewhere in there, right? We went to his viewing. That guy could have breathed at any point in time. I'm telling you what. And they said that there was rope burns on his hands, which meant that he tried to pull himself up after the fact, and that he had in fact strangled to death, which means he had second and third thoughts, and he wasn't able to do anything about it. That's a terrifying thought. Hello, Jacqueline. We're talking about some heavy stuff today. So if there's ever a moment where you're like, I don't want to be here anymore, I need to move on, just think about it. It's like, this is a gift, and we really are the masters of our reality, and we really can make anything happen, but we have to be determined enough, and almost like in spite of the people who hurt us. That's what got me through. I was like, if love won't get me there, spite will. I'm going to make it because, hey, stop itching yourself on my bed. Get down. I'm going to, make it because I want to be at the top, and I want them to be like, I didn't ever think she could do that, And to me, that was like a better drive than the idea of giving them the satisfaction to be like, I knew she couldn't do it. Look at, she's 6 feet under. Look at, that's all shit. Now she's worm food, So, I really just think that that's something, and maybe not everybody has somebody to talk to, and if you're ever in that moment, hit me up, you know what I mean? I might not always be right there on Wi-Fi, but just, I'll get back to you as soon as I am. Alright, how are we going to help you guys? We need to make a list of what you actually want in life. I'm serious. What you want in life. Don't worry about how you get it, just what it is. I want a loving family. I want a wife and kids. I want a husband. I want 3 sons and 4 acres and 2 ponies and 4 goose or whatever, Kind of get specific on yourself. Think about what it is that you really, really, really want. I'm serious. To the point where you can see it. You can just it's right there in your mind's eye. It's right there in front of you. allow yourself to visualize this and focus on it. If you have to write yourself little post-its and put it up around your mirror, do it. You know, whatever it is that you have to do to seriously make yourself focus on this. And I want you to do daily affirmations. Daily affirmations are things like, I am beautiful. I am loved. I am cherished. I am wealthy. I am wise. I thank you for my perfect partner. I'm so happy in my relationship. I'm so blessed with these beautiful children. They're so smart, so loving and caring. If you're in a relationship currently that's kind of sour and you're trying to make it better, these are things that you can say also to make it better. Say the opposite of what's going on. If he's an asshole, say he's the most romantic guy. If you call your love baby, stop calling him baby. Start calling him honey. Start calling him love. He'll stop whining like a baby and he'll start being a man and giving you sweet affection. Trust me. It's a little trick I do with my own love. He calls me his love too and his queen too. And I call him my king too. And it really, 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 really works. Ladies and gentlemen, stop calling your significant other baby. Pick any other name. Hey, cinnamon spice and everything nice. Hey, sugar daddy. Hey, pumpkin. Hey. Well, maybe just don't call them pumpkins. They might get kind of round. But you know what I'm saying. All right, have your daily affirmations. Do your ritual baths. If you can't do a ritual bath, if you don't have a bath, you could always do a foot soak, okay? It's not going to be exactly the same thing, but it's going to help. It's better than nothing. You can also pour your ritual bath substance over you, to wash yourself as as part of your bath. Start off with that to wash off the negativity or do it at the end. No, I'm serious. The calling him baby sucks. Don't do that. Don't do that. Every relationship I've ever seen where the couples are whining back and forth, they call each other baby. I'm serious. If you call each other honey or dear or my love or my king or my prince, my whatever, I'd stay away from prince and princess because that's still juvenile. I would go up, king, queen. You want to be royalty to each other. You want to treat each other super good. But yeah, that's literally a thing. And then you're putting this into the atmosphere all the time because how many times a day do we call our love by their name? We don't. We always call them by their pet name. Unless we're talking to somebody else. Oh, Robbie said this. Okay, Robbie asked you to get this. That's the only time if I'm talking to somebody else. I might say Robbie, my love, but that's it. I call him my king, my love all the time. So, all right. If you can't ritual bath, you can foot soak, you can aura spray. So aura sprays are you can buy those or you can make them yourself. You can boil some rosemary, you can put them in some distilled water, spray it on yourself. You could add other herbs and distill it. You want to use distilled water because it's not going to have the little chemicals in there. You might have to add a drop or two of rubbing alcohol or witch hazel in there depending to keep it from, turning. In any case, you can make it in small batches and spray it on yourself, or you can make it in a large batch and keep it in the fridge depending, but just make sure you're checked. If there's no chunks, and if you strained it and there's not supposed to be chunks, make sure there's no chunks before you use it. Sea salt's also really good. Realize if it's a sea salt crystal, that's fine, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, candles are great for focus. You can focus on almost anything that you need to with a candle. Now, so everybody has seen these. No matter what religion you are, you've seen a candle like this, okay? These are really good as a thank you and whatnot. And when I say as a thank you, I haven't lit this one yet, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is a thank you candle I've done, okay? I don't have it dressed yet. There's no herbs in it yet, but I will be putting a little bit of herbs. There'll be a little bit of glitter in here, and there'll be a little bit of oil. You don't have to do all that. Just writing this is enough. It says thank you, thank you, thank you. And I put some stars. I've put some circles for protection. I've put some crosses for health. I put some hearts for love. Different things like that. I put the sun and the moon on there because those are both things that I work with. And so that's an example of what you could do. You can write anything you want on one of these candles. It is a blank canvas. I would say you're going to want to take off the sticker. I took off the sticker on that one. Because look at this is a warning sign on it. That's a symbol. That's going to carry a power. There's all these words on there. There's all these numbers. That's all going to carry power. So you're going to want to make sure that no matter what candle you're working with, you're going to want to take off the sticker. If you can't take off the whole sticker, you could try blacking it out, but just really try to take it off. Most of the time they'll come off. When in doubt, rubbing alcohol. The only time you're not going to want to use rubbing alcohol is if there is a print on your candle. So like this one, So this is a cross candle, okay? And this is for success and basically good luck, good fortune, kind of road opening, health, peace, money, strength, love, courage, fertility. It's the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, the cross of... I'm not even going to try. I am dyslexic and that is too many crazy letters in a row. So good luck on that one. But anyways, so this is like a really simple candle. I found this at Vallarta. Okay, Vallarta is a Spanish restaurant, not restaurant. Well, they do have a restaurant inside, a grocery store, and it's just over actually in their section that had like, this is where you buy like soap and laundry detergent and stuff. They also had these. Okay, they had a pretty big selection. They had these. They had Holy Death. They had the plain candles in a bunch of different colors. They even had things like hummingbird there. They were extremely inexpensive. I think the most I paid for any of my candles, I got some cocktail candles. Oh, I forgot the rosemary one. The cocktail candles, I think, were $5. These were only $3. Very, very, very inexpensive. Now, they didn't have everything there. There's definitely candles that they didn't have there. For those, I would go to... yeah, no, seriously, Betsy, try it out. Okay, because, like, honestly... I think this was $2 or $3 for this, and I've got yellow, blue, red, white. They didn't have black, you know what I mean, but whatever. That's what the open eye is for everything we can't find, right? So, they had these. They had hummingbirds, they had rosemaries, they had rue, bayberry candle, love, come to me. They had shut your mouth. They had a bunch of different ones, okay? So it's like it was a pretty big selection for what it was, and it was very, very inexpensive. So there are places that are things that I would want to get still that they don't have, and for that, the Open Eye in Clovis does have those, and I think his candles are $8 a candle, but if you get 5, he does them for $25 for, you know, so it's like $5 each. So that really drops it down. That makes it pretty much the same as the price of a cocktail candle here. Let me grab those other two real quick. Come on, BG. You don't got to move. Stay there. It's okay to be doobie. Okay. So everybody has heard of a cocktail candle, I'm sure. And if you haven't, it's basically a candle that it already kind of has oils and things like that. These, I'm still going to dress. They don't have stones or anything in them. But they all do have the essential oils in them already. So that's kind of cool. So it's not just a colored candle. This one is rosemary. Okay. Rosemary is good for so many things. Alright? If you are tired of feeling down on yourself, and you think that maybe there's something going on in your life holding you back, possibly somebody's put something on you, maybe you put something on yourself and you don't realize it, this is kind of like a do-it-all kind of candle, okay? Because rosemary, it's like the frankincense, it's like the frankincense oil of the magic world. So frankincense in the oil world, if you were to use frankincense, it is a sesotropine, right? So carbon backbone of like 15, so super, super small. It goes in, it can cross the blood-brain barrier level, which means it can get into like the deepest region of your mind and your body and your tissues. It can cross the lymphatic system, okay? So it has no problem getting all the way into your body. It goes in and it says, hey, there's something wrong here. And it takes whatever those cells, those molecules are, and it kind of cleans them up. It removes the negative ones. And then it goes ahead and it rebuilds the healthy molecules and the healthy cells in its place. Rosemary is kind of like that for magic. It goes in and it says, hey, this and this and this is wrong. Let me get rid of that, you know, and then let me go ahead and add this positivity and this love and this wealth and abundance and health in its place. So when in doubt, rosemary it out. And I was really excited to see this candle because it's got the little bit of love, you know, this lady's Mother Nature's like blessing them, you know, and making them fall in love. You could use this as a love candle, you could use this as a cleansing candle, you could use this as a money candle, you could use this as anything. And this is very inexpensive. So if you're sad and you're tired of being sad and you're like, you know what, I'm feeling disconnected from everybody in my tribe, I'm pushing all the good ones away, or maybe you don't have any good ones and you need to disconnect so that you can, find your new good healthy tribe. This would be a great candle to use. I would write a little petition saying something like, I freely let go of that no longer serves me, and I freely welcome in all that will, and then write that and then put it on top of your, underneath your candle and let it go ahead and just burn. Don't ever blow out your candle. You can smother it and relight it if you need to, but it'd be better if you lit it and just really focused on yourself being, really abundant with life and love and prosperity and happiness and wealth and just everything that you need in life. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is Rue. So my own spiritual healer, he talked to me last month, and he told me about a spiritual bath he wanted me to do for myself. And it involved white flowers, rue, and a couple other things. I'm not going to talk about all of my things because I feel like I don't want my haters to know what all my secrets are. But I will say I really enjoyed this part of it. This is rue water, Ruda, okay? They also had this at Vallarta. This was very inexpensive. I feel like it was $2 or $3. It's got a little chunk of rue in there. I just go ahead and pour the whole damn thing in there. The first time I used these, I did half and half. I did a half a bottle in my bath and then a half a bottle in my bath. Depending on your skin sensitivity and everything, you might want to use however much you feel like. But, don't be splash, splash. It was $3. Put it in your bath, you know what I mean? It's worth it. This is to help take off negativity, remove hexes, any kind of dirt that somebody might have put on you, and just kind of help with prosperity. So I love these. You're lucky I didn't buy all of them, Betsy. They're up high, but they're in there. They're in the back. You might have to stand on your tippies to see them, but I only grabbed what I could reach. My 5'2" self. But I really, really like this. And I went ahead and for the week, I burnt one of these, a rue candle, and every night of the week, I did my ritual bath. So every night was another bottle, and I did the flowers and everything else that I put in the water. And I allowed this to burn the entire time. I never put this out. This was on my altar. And I just really enjoyed the entire experience. It was a nice, simple, it was right there. It was at the grocery store. These were literally, the candles were here and this was right there. It wasn't a bad deal. Okay. So if you're feeling like you're hexed, you're feeling like you're cursed, you're feeling like you don't love yourself anymore, you're feeling like you want to end it all, try the candle first, okay? Practice safe candleness, okay? I don't want anybody going up in flames, and if you do, that's on you, not me. Try the ritual bath. If you can't do a full bath, like I said, try pouring it over you in the shower, or try, make yourself a little mixture up. I wouldn't just pour it straight on you, but make a little water mixture up and pour it on you. Or you can also soak your feet in it, as long as the intentions are there that it's sucking, visualize it sucking all of the negativity out through your feet and releasing into the water. It's no longer your problem. You're now clean and pure. All right, this was another really cool one. This one's Bayberry. This is a candle a lot of people like to do at New Year's, and I totally did do this one at New Year's 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Last year? And it was horrible. It burnt jet black all the way down to here. And I'll tell you what, I had money problems for the majority of the year, and they only started to clear up at the last part of 2 years ago. So, yeah, I don't know. But since then I had burned another one, and it was kind of foggy, and then it cleared up. And then I'm excited to burn this one. This one is for me, and I'm pretty certain it's going to burn pretty much clear. Now, the blackness can be read as, oh, the spell didn't work or this and that. I read it as, you can have money, and this definitely helped pull in money. I would have had maybe none, and I maybe could have done another one right after this and right after this, but it was hard for me to find these. Except for the fact that I believe that it wasn't necessarily saying that I'm not going to have money. It was helping clear the path, but it was also showing me that there are things that are going to be blocking your finances, that there are things going to be, and you know what? My dog ended up having a lot of finances at the end and things like that. That definitely tapped into that. And I could tell where the jet blackness was after the fact. Why the jet black had showed up. Okay. Let's see what else. So this is a hummingbird. They come in different colors. I would suggest doing this for yourself. Doing it on yourself. Love spell for yourself. Okay? Attract yourself to you. The nectar of love. Follow me. You know, this is literally for like somebody to come to you like you're the only bird that they've ever wanted to go near, all right? I want you to do this for yourself, because if you're feeling like you want to hurt yourself, or that life is not what you think it is, you just want to give up, you feel like you don't have enough friends, you feel like you don't attract enough love, you don't necessarily need to do a love spell on the world, you know, to love you, but you need to do a love spell on yourself to love yourself, because if you can love yourself and show that love to yourself, oh, you want to be in my lap? Whatever. Come on. If you can do that to yourself and like show the world that you love yourself, then the world will treat you with that respect. All of a sudden people will treat you with that amount of love, and you straight up will attract what you've been wanting to attract. So sometimes what we need is not to do a love spell on the person we love, but to do a love spell on ourselves, so that we really do love ourselves. Because when we really love ourselves and we take care of ourselves, we give ourselves everything that we need, then our partners look at us like we are it. Like we are just like, where did you even come from? You know? And beyond that, whenever they give us something extra, it is extra. Can you stop? I am holding you. That is good enough. Can it be good enough? So yeah, when you love yourself, then your partners start to love you, okay? Even more than they even already do. And if you've been trying to attract a certain someone, and you're wondering why are you not getting their attention, it's probably because you're so focused on them. There's nothing really appealing about somebody throwing themselves at you. The hunt is fun on both ends. So make yourself hunt worthy. Make yourself something super elusive, super beautiful, super like gazelle-like, that they just want to go after and attack, you know, and they just want to eat you on up, you know, in the good way. And before you know it, you guys are going to be in a happy relationship together. And it's going to be a solid relationship. But you're going to have to keep that atmosphere up. You're going to have to keep yourself up and make sure that you are kind of in a love affair with yourself. And that you're giving yourself everything that you need. That's the only way that they're going to have a chance. Okay. Let's see what else I have for you. Alright, so at Vallarta, they also had this. This is a money drawing. And I will say this works really, really well. It is a money bath. You can use it more than once, or you can use it all at once. My love always uses his all at once. You can tell that it had, at one point in time, real stuff, you know, little things, and they like strained it out of it. I really, really enjoy this. Money literally came out of nowhere. I didn't think I was going to get any taxes back. Then that happened. And then a client that I hadn't talked to in a really long time came through. And then a bunch of different things happened right after I took this bath. So this is a very good investment. Another thing that they had there, if you're like, you're poor me, you feel like you need some help, you feel like you need some friends, you feel like you need to pull in that energy, something that you could do is get this one. This is a double fast luck, okay? So this is good for all sorts of things. It's good for your destiny, the water of hope and charity, mysteries of love, good luck, fortune, triumph, silver, horn of plenty, success, dreams come true. It says a bunch of things on here, okay? So basically you can use this in any way that you want to just add a little bit of success. So say you're really depressed because you've maybe not been making money, or you haven't had a job. This is like $3. You can afford this. Go take yourself a bath, even if you only have this. Pour it in the water. You're going to circle it clockwise around you, and you just see like money coming to you. The job comes to you. They're falling all over themselves to add a bonus and to add this and this and this to make sure that you're getting what you want, okay? These I got this is Vallarta. So Vallarta is a Spanish grocery store. So you should go to a Spanish grocery store and look for it there. Or you could look up metaphysical stores in your area. See if there are any apothecaries, anything like that. If there are any Santeria stores, things like that would also carry it. Or you could possibly find these online, although I will say online shopping for this is really, really hard, because the place that supplies everybody, it's like basically you'll go on their website, maybe you'll see something in stock, it'll be in stock for like the one day, and then all of the places that sell stuff buy them out, because if they buy one, it's one price, but if they buy a whole case, the price like really, really drops. So if you see something online, it's going to probably be jacked up in price, versus if you can find it at like a authentic, you know, Spanish cuisine store, grocery store, you know, You're not gonna, I mean, this wasn't anywhere fancy. This was just in a grocery store. But it was of, you know, Spanish heritage kind of grocery store. Because they do Santeria, you know what I mean? And I gotta tell you guys something. So I had, I had my thing full. I had like $80 worth of stuff just for one client, and then I had like another $100 and something worth of stuff for like myself and for just like backup, right? And I'm walking through the store with Robbie, and he's pushing this grocery shopping cart, and people are looking at us and kind of giving us dirty looks, and then they look down at our basket, and their eyes get all big, and and they either go directly away from us, or they go, I'm sorry, and then they go away, and I'm like, why are they sorry? They didn't do anything. He's like, they were eye fucking us pretty hard. Then they looked in our basket, and then their eyes got all big, and then, so it was really, really funny, because even though they sell it in the store, I bet people like buy one thing and they like hide their bread around it. And they like take their one little candle and buy it or whatever. And here I am buying like the most stuff anybody's ever seen the store. I've like, there wasn't any food in there. I bought like chia seeds because I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. So I was like, I'll get myself some chia seeds, and I got some more cinnamon. That was the only food in there. The rest of it was candles and spiritual washes and things like that for the work I'm doing. And so I know they've never seen that much leave the store. They're just like, oh my gosh, that person's not even hiding it. This is scary. So I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is Florida water. Now, Florida water has changed my damn life. This I found at CVS. So CVS is like a pharmacy store. You could also find it at like Walgreens, things like that. You're going to go into like the ethnic section where they have like the co-washes, and which that's what I use on my hair. If anybody wants to know, why is your hair growing? It's because I stopped using shampoo and I started using co-wash. So it's all natural with the shea butter and the cocoa butter, and I am growing my hair out. That's why I have not bleached it again. So apologies, but until it grows out to where I want it to, I'm not bleaching it again. Anyways, this I found on the bottom shelf. It's a cologne. It's for men and women. You put it in your hands, you put it over your heart, you put it in your back, you put it in your bath. You could put this in a bottle and spray this around. This is an aura spray on its own. You wouldn't need to go buy a bunch of other stuff. If you feel like people's energy just stick on you, take some of this, keep it with you. Put it a drop on your head, rub it through your hair, put some on your, chest, rub it in, put some on your back, wash your hands with it. You're going to feel a world of difference, okay? This is really, really, really going to help. And lastly, these little things, these chime candles, okay? If you're not somebody who wants to sit there forever and watch a big old candle burn, if you're somebody who wants results right away and you feel like you don't know what you can do and maybe all you have is 50 cents, this is 50 cents, okay? It's 50 cents for one of these. They come two for $1.50. Pink for your self-love. You could also do white. You could also do blue. For your healing, okay? You're going to want to heal yourself. Don't let yourself be one of the people who ends up in the ground. Don't let yourself miss out on a life of love, a life of freedom, a life where you get to live exactly how you want to live. It's only society putting the objective world on you that made you feel like you're not good enough, okay? And that you can't be exactly what you want to be. You totally can, and you should be, alright? There's nothing stopping that except for yourself. So, let's heal ourselves. Get yourself a little pink candle. Write your name on it. Carve it in there. Say, I am so happy, I love myself. Healing. Respect. Compassion, whatever. Put your birthday. If you don't have any oils, you can put, olive oil. You go from the bottom up. Sprinkle a little glitter on it. Stick it on a fire-safe plate. How to do that. You melt the bottom. You stick it to the plate, right? And then you take your lighter and you light it. And you sit there and you watch this whole candle burn. Was it going to take an hour? Maybe. Might take 2. Might take 3. Might take a half hour. Might take 20 minutes. I've seen them go crazy quick. But you sit there and you give this candle your attention. And you say, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. And watch as the flame gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You're going to freak out, but it's going to be great. And, and then once you feel like you've accomplished that goal, that you feel like, yeah, the candle knows I love myself. The world loves me too. The world loves me too. The world loves me too. I respect myself and the world respects me. I have the best love in my life. You just go through it and you just keep pounding away until the candle burns out. Then you say thank you. And then you go to bed and you realize that your job is done and that tomorrow you're going to wake up and everything's fresh and new. and that really is how it works. But don't let yourself get to the point where you're not reaching out if you need to reach out. If you're so sad that you can't even do this for yourself, let's talk to somebody, okay? There's no reason to stop it early. There's no reason to give up on yourself, because this is the thing. If you die and you're happy, everything's fine. You can go back to the source. You can go do whatever you want, right? But if you die in a struggle for yourself, in confusion, and you're lost and you're sad, like my friend Paul was, I believe he was trapped in his body. I really do. You can believe it, don't believe it, whatever. I've been to many open caskets. I've never seen one that looked like the person was still in there. He looked like he was still damn in there. Alright? It always looks like a shell of a person, like a wax figure, like somebody kind of resembles somebody but not really. Like it was grandma, so you say it's grandma, but it doesn't really look like her. This looked exactly like him. He was there, okay? He was freaking there. And I believe it was because he was indecisive. I believe it was because he was upset with life, because he was lost and alone. We found out after the fact he was being mistreated at home by his stepmother. None of us knew, because he kept it to himself, and he hid it with substances and things like that. And we were all young and we didn't know to ask questions. I don't harbor that. I mean, there was people closer to him that could have done more. But I also remember it, and I know that that's not a statistic I want to be a part of. I need to be more than that. I want to be somebody who's free and who lives a good life, and who at my last days can look back fondly and be like, this was a good trip. I had fun this time around. This was fun. I was blessed. And I want that for everybody here too. So if you're going through something, reach out to someone. And yeah, so let me see. What are we saying? Ooh, so Jacqueline says hi. Stop calling him baby, says Priya. I never thought of that. Moira says, wow, this is absolutely so helpful, as I went from one extreme to the other, but went home and took a salt bath and felt much better. Yes, you always will. There's something about salt baths, okay? There really is. Moira says, actually, I do a bath right after I listen to you. Yeah, you probably should. I'm a lot of energy. Betsy says, wow, next time I go to Vallarta, I'll head down that aisle. Yeah, it's like the laundry aisle, I think. I wish I could find a shop like this. Well, Priya, do you have any kind of ethnic stores in your area? Any kind of seriously Spanish stores where they that's their predominant what they speak? That's where you're going to find that. Or just look up Santeria in your area. There might be some people who practice. You might have apothecaries. You don't know. I will say online ordering is really difficult, because the one place that supplies it to all the other places, the day that comes in stock, if you don't have your order in and purchase, there's been so many times I've bought things, and it says I've bought them, and then 3 to 6 days later I get a return in my bank account, and it says, sorry, we didn't have all these items, but you get one, and I'm just like, oh my god, So it is kind of difficult, but it's not impossible. It's totally possible. I like my little pointy teeth. Okay. Anytime I find black, I buy as much as I can afford. Yeah, I know. Me too. And black's my favorite, not because I do black magic. I don't do black magic. Black is a very strong vibrational color. You do black and white together. Very strong combination. It equals balance. It's the masculine and the feminine. It's the light and the dark. It's literally everything. So that's very, very powerful. Moira says, bayberry sounds interesting. Bayberry is for money. So if you're having money problems, bayberry is where you're going to go. They also make bayberry oil. It smells really, really good. They didn't have it there. That's something you're going to have to get online, or something that you're going to have to get from an apothecary. Bayberry oil smells like a really good old-fashioned men's cologne. Okay, I love it. It smells like your grandpa should wear it or something. It's really nice. Moira says, oh yeah, I love the smell of rosemary. I'll look for that one. It's not going to smell extremely strong like rosemary, but it does have the essence in there. This isn't a candle for to smell your home up. It's a candle for purpose, but definitely. And you could even take sprigs of rosemary and set them on the plate around that to help amplify it. Moira says, Anna says, I love your dogs. Betsy says, it's helped me a lot to send a lot of self-love to him too. Yes. Yeah, but that's the entire thing. It's like we're so focused on fixing our twins, fixing our partners, fixing our soulmates that we kind of lag on fixing ourselves. And you don't, even if you're like, oh, well, my glass is like a third of the way full, I can give him some. It's like, no, you really need to just like pump it into yourself over full. Over full. Love yourself to the point where you're giddy about it. You know what I mean? Where you're buying yourself stuff, where you're doing your nails, where you're spending the money on yourself. That was the other thing. You need to practice self-love. I want you guys to buy yourself flowers or a plant, okay? If you don't like flowers because they die, I understand, but get yourself a house plant, little tiny one, something that's going to grow, something that's beautiful, something that you like to look at. Give it to yourself as a gift. Spend money on yourself. I bought this. It was on clearance, but it was still $30, okay? It was on clearance from 75 to 30, but I really wanted it. And it is a shawl, it's a dress, it's all sorts of things. I absolutely love it. I've worn it a ton since I got it. I hardly ever find clothes that I actually like and they're actually fit me and they're actually pretty and they're actually in my price range. So I bought this shit, okay? And I love it. Feed yourself better nutrition. Don't just buy hamburgers. Man, I was surviving off of hamburgers and pizza for a minute there. I can't wait for my garden in the back to come in. They've worked so hard on it and everybody's worked so hard on it and I just can't wait to like eat some of that and you know what I mean? Like seriously. I feed yourself better nutrition. Spend a little extra money. Buy the fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. Eat it. Make a promise to yourself and keep it, okay? That's one way you can decide if you're going to be a better friend and a better partner is literally make yourself a promise and then keep it. It doesn't have to be a big promise. It could be something little like, every morning I'm going to wake up, I'm going to eat a banana, or I'm going to eat a piece of fruit. Then keep it. If you don't keep your promise to yourself, how the hell can you keep the promise to the universe? How can you keep a promise to your best friend? How can you keep a promise to your twin flame or your soulmate? You can't. Okay, so make a small little promise, do it, accomplish it, then make yourself a bigger promise. I promise to do this and this and this, and if I do this and this and this, then I'm going to give myself this reward. Then do it. And when you accomplish it, all of a sudden you're starting to get into this reward system of yourself, and then now you know how to be a better person and to give more to others as well. I think that was all I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so basically, just a little recap. There's been a lot of suicide lately. Sorry, my face is super itchy. I shouldn't have put my face all over Lala. She probably rolled in the dirt. I'm like way allergic to the pollen and stuff outside, and they were just outside, and I'm all, you know, but anyways, that's what I get. Anyways, so suicide's kind of rampant right now. I'm sure the government would love it if a lot of us died because we were all like eating and, you know, taking the air and whatnot. But on a person to person level, we don't want anybody to be hurt. We don't want anybody to go down a rabbit hole that they can't come back out of. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling lonely, reach out. Reach out to me, reach out to anybody on the Twin Flame group, reach out to Suicide Hotline Convention, reach out to somebody. Don't rely on one person who's always been a bad friend, and that's the only person you reach out to, and they didn't pick up again, and they disappointed you again, and because it's almost like, don't look for somebody you know is going to fail you, okay? Because when I got to that dark point in my time too, I would do things like that. I would look for somebody who was going to fail me, and that's who I would reach out to, almost so I knew I would be disappointed. And you can't do that. You really can't have that. You have to reach out to multiples if that's what you're going to do. Don't back yourself into a corner. Don't give yourself no way out. Don't become like my friend Paul, trapped in a box under the ground, rotting slowly for decades. For all I know, he's still in there. And when I mean still in there, I mean like still actively aware that he's in there. And that, I believe, is hell. And that's someplace he put himself. And I don't think there is a heaven and a hell. I think that we all go back to the source. But I do believe this. If you are upset at the time of your death, you will experience what people call hell. If you're happy at the time of your death, like, you know, everything was going good, maybe you got sick or something, or maybe you got hit by a car or whatever, but everything was going good, you'll go to what everybody thought was heaven, or slash back to the source. That's really what I believe. Disagree, change my mind, I don't care, whatever. Yeah, so that's it. I don't want you guys to hurt yourselves. I want you guys to avoid people who have destructive behavior. Start practicing self-love on the daily. Realize that, you know, even if you can't do magic or you don't want to, self-love comes in the form of feeding yourself, giving yourself a manicure, taking yourself out for a massage or a movie, or, you know, whatever it is that makes you happy. Go on a nature walk, things like that. But there's always something you can do for yourself. It's never too late as long as you're still breathing. And, yeah, I love you all so much. Let me see. Anybody else? Where is this? I think she said Florida water. Yeah, Florida water. I've been burning a lot of candles and incense, and they have made a huge difference for me and the people I've been burning them for. Yeah, it's true. Alright, everybody. Well, I love you very, very much. Have a great day, and I will talk to you all later. Oh, share, like, subscribe, thefairyshayna.com. If you guys have gone to my thing and you're like, every time I go, the email pops up and asks me to resubscribe, we fixed it. It doesn't do that anymore, so don't be afraid of it. Alright. Let me know if you guys need anything. Love you. Bye.